welcome in. Kayla says, how did DX feel about my Instagram post with my new boyfriend? He thought you looked very pretty in that Instagram post, but he was thinking that you were wanting attention, or that you like good luck to your new boyfriend. It's like a kind of like, oh well, good luck, I guess. That's what I'm feeling. But no jealousy. There's kind of like this feeling that he's moved on. So that's what I would get from that. Deep tea. A general reading? Okay, so deep tea, it seems like at the moment you're in a period of coldness or stillness in your life. And the cards say work on planning things, getting yourself into goals this year instead of like wondering why you're not progressing. Hello B, welcome in. That's a big thing for you. With Page of Wands, there is a new direction, a new path for you coming in. Welcome in Arita as well. New path, new direction coming in for you. So with these plans that you're going to make, they will kind of open your eyes to this new path for you. Muniza says, will Muhammad Amin get karma for what he has done to me and his kids? I think so. Definitely for sure. I think that he's made his side of the family as well as you. I think kids can be very adaptable, so I don't think that your kids will have as, it's hard because trauma happens to everybody. You're very welcome, Deep D. But yeah, there's kind of like this feeling that yes, he will get his karma for sure. It is probably that he won't find love in his life, there's just going to be too much pressure and he's not going to find that love for himself. What is going to happen with me in love in May month, says Aretha. So there's a feeling that at the moment you don't have a good sense of self. So you're not really working on your idea of self. So anything that's coming in for you in May, it might feel like you're pushing this out or you're kind of letting it go. And the cards are saying, tidy up. Like, stop getting a little bit too ahead of yourself. It seems like, Arita, you kind of rush things, and then as soon as they're like half done, hello Kevin, welcome in, half done, you kind of push them away. You're like, no, like I don't want that anymore. So I feel with the cards, they're like, well, at the moment, because you don't have like healthy understanding of yourself and you're not tidying up the messes that you make, that you might get very, frustrated. So the cards are saying tidy up, kind of understand yourself, and your goal is within reach. So this May, you'll be very happy, you'll be content and fulfilled. So I don't know whether it is someone's coming in for you, but I do feel like you're definitely going on a date that you're going to be really happy about. Alex says, what's to come in love with R? How is everyone today? You guys going good? So at the moment, there's kind of a lot of distractions around you guys, Alex. This is kind of an interesting thing because I normally don't feel this like overwhelming distractions. But yeah, there's a feeling that us holding on to a lot of things, not sharing, doing amazing. That's good, Kevin. That's really good. So it feels like at the end of the day, there's kind of like happiness, joy, radiance coming in for you, but there could be just that at the moment, us feeling very, you know, jaded. Like everything seems very one sided in this relationship, and they're holding on to like all their toys. They don't want to like share. And that's a big thing is like maybe it's communication. Maybe they feel like all your attention gets distracted by other people or your mobile, and you might need to give them more time. Hello, Jamie. Welcome in. CG says current feeling of nervous towards me. So at the moment, this is interesting. So their energy towards you is like they've got what they've wanted with you. So a lot of times this means like this feeling of completion around you, that they're very happy that you're there. But the energy on the other side is very lopsided. So I do feel like underall they're kind of um yeah, they're taking it very much out on themselves, and this is turning into destructive energy. So this might not be something that you can help them with. They might have to realize that they're going through destructive behavior, and it might be that you just need to mention that. Like if there's kind of something that they're doing that you feel like they're hurting themselves doing, let them know, because they might not see this because their inside is kind of like what their outside is, which feels like the energy is kind of going everywhere, and with justice they're kind of beating themselves up about this, you know. Megha says, I hope you're doing well. I'm going great, thank you. What is going on with partner R? He hasn't called in the past 2 days. What is he feeling or thinking about us? So, at the moment, why he hasn't been actually talking to you is he's been cutting down some contact, is been withdrawing a lot. He knows your emotions, he knows your feelings, but at the moment, welcome in, Divine Soul. How are you feeling today? I hope you're feeling a little bit better today. But yeah, there's kind of this feeling of like he doesn't want to think about your emotions right now, but there's a lot of planning. So there's kind of like this withdrawal to figure out what's the next thing. You're very welcome, CG. You're feeling better? That's great, Divine Soul. Let me know how your operation goes, you know. Cause yeah. So Wheel of Fortune, yeah, so definitely planning at the moment. I don't think that this is about leaving or, you know, but there's kind of like figuring out this space, figuring out where he wants. I think it's more like he can't think about anybody else right now. He's got to think about where he's going, you know, what you guys are doing, you know. Next stage. Sea Saint says general and spirit message, please. Okay. So the cards are saying that you're probably chasing the money right now. So your brain is like falling. Yes, I feel that, Megha. Relationship and life, I think. So where you guys are going to go. So with the King of Pentacles in reverse, you're really focused on money. Yeah, it's all good. So the thing is that at the moment you're very focused on this money, but you're chasing the money. You're not allowing it to come to you. You're not really focused on, okay, like maybe the way you're approaching this money is not allowing it to fall into your life. With Nine of Swords, also, like your energy is so misdirected. It's possibly that you're chasing money in all the wrong places. That you're kind of taking people at face value if you're like watching people that are saying, I'm making a lot of money every single day by my course. You might be like getting sold something that you might go, oh, yeah, yeah, of course. And it's not happening. So the cards are saying, take a step back, kind of go, what's a tried and true method of making more money? Because the cards are saying maybe you need to be a little bit more practical, and put your energy into one thing instead of multiple. The other thing that I would say is at the moment, you're not seeing a lot of options for you. The options are there, but you just can't see them. So focus on the thing right in front of you, okay? Avneet says, Depinda's current feelings for me, is he loyal to me? He is loyal to you. The one thing that I would say is you've had a tower moment, so your relationship's kind of been a little bit shaky. The tower does not mean that it's just ending. It can be ending, but with this card, I would definitely say you guys are not over. So the tower just means that something happened. You had an argument, you had a fight, something happened, and you guys are going through like a rocky patch, which is fine. King of the Wands, he's very focused on you. And with this, you're definitely friends first, which is very strong in your relationship. And that's a great thing because at the end of the day, when things are rocky, you guys can go back to friendship. So I do feel like everything's going very well for you. Divine Soul, I said I was a bit upset yesterday and sent him messages in the morning. I told him he's sick and why I was upset. How did he take my messages and current feelings for me? How is everyone's weekend? Did everyone get a weekend off, or do you have to work on the weekends? So at the moment, he's feeling very not that great. Um, and he's kind of like getting very confused when you send these messages. He gets very confused. And it might just be that he thinks that you just want someone to talk to. That you're not really sending it to him. There's kind of like this feeling that it could be very, he's also a very big picture person. So a lot of times had to still study this weekend. Aww. What are you studying, Kevin? So there's kind of like this feeling that you focus on the small things, he sees the bigger picture. So this can be a thing, is that people will downplay how scared or how upset you are because they're like, oh yeah, it's not that bad. And it's not that he doesn't care. It's just at the moment that's a big thing for him. It's like, oh yeah, you'll be fine, you know. There's also like the mood of the messages are the same. So he kind of mathematics and statistics, pursuing to be a data scientist one day. Awesome. Um, I hope that you're better at maths than I am. If you fail maths, you could always become a tarot reader. But yeah, there's kind of like this feeling of like that all the messages seem to be the same for him that he gets sent by you. So I do feel like he doesn't want to reply because he's thinking that he'll be pulled in to your bad mood. Tree says, will he email me this week? Yes. Why he hasn't emailed you yet is he was planning to do it. I think it's been in his outbox, but he's going to email you this week for sure. Rupali says, will my boss Mikkel trust and understand him? All that I tell him about my colleague Palkut. No. Unfortunately, Rupali, I think that if you say these things, he will get angry with you. So I think that he sees a different version of this person than you see. And I don't think that he'll get angry with you because he thinks that this person's doing a good job. So there's kind of like this feeling of that he shows like a certain amount of things. So there you go. Ten of the Wild, how are you? Kevin, if I text my person, Samath this month, how will it go? I don't think that it'll go very well unless this is a friend of yours, because there's two masculines here. So King of Cups, King of Wands. So you might be very focused on this person, but King of Cups, at the end of the day, this could be this person's ex, because we've got the cups. I'm good, I'm fine, I'm just drinking some water, or I'm going to die. I'm not going to die, guys, but, you know. So this feeling of, like, pickiness between this person, and I think because the ex is holding on, if you're asking about a love interest. Oh no, okay, he's my friend. Well, then, yeah, it's a good time, yes, to yes. So this person would contact you. I think you should contact them because, okay, we're getting this feeling that he would be not in a great place right now. A little bit more sad. Cups tend to be sad, but in reverse, they tend to be sadder. So you might be able to cheer him up, because at the moment he's really feeling like bad, not seeing positives, and you could help him focus on the future. So I do feel like if you haven't contacted him a while, you should do that. S. Virgo says, how does B Taurus feel for me? There's a little bit of fear here and a little bit of coldness. So I feel this person has been really hurt in the past, and they're coming out with their claws open. So I do feel like they've got a lot of fear and coldness. So if you're very welcome, Kevin. Sorry, I was like, that's very unusual to have two kings in this message. So there you go. Thank you, Divine Soul, for that donation. I will do yours straight after this one. So yeah, I do feel like you should just keep on persisting with this, because you're anxious about the future, but the cards say around the corner, it's good. It's just one of those things at the moment. This person's got to trust you, you know? But at the end of the day, you can't change this. He's got to figure out why he's being triggered. And it might be just like every time he gets triggered, you just go, I see you being triggered right now. Okay, I'm going to do something else and you can sort it out, because it's, that's the feeling. Did I see Divine Soul's message? No, I didn't see Divine Soul's message. I will do. Did you put down your question, Divine Soul? Because I didn't see it. And Tamania says, what are my partner's A's true attentions towards me? Thank you so much, Divine Soul. He sometimes acts very distant. Should I be worried or concerned about his behavior? You're very different. So sometimes I think that Tamania, he's having a hard time trying to explain things. So sometimes instead of explaining things to you, he kind of shuts down. He withdraws. He doesn't really want to talk about it. Don't worry, that's okay. It might be that you guys are very different, so maybe it's like gaming and you just don't have the same interests, same hobby. There's kind of like this feeling at the moment he's kind of really kind of upset about now when he should be focused on the future. So at the moment he's very present minded, but he's kind of thinking about all the bad stuff that's happening for him or for you. I think this person's a very caring person. Thank you, as Virgo, for the super chat as well. So start wish fulfillment card. So honestly, I don't think that there's anything bad. It's just like at the moment, if he's distant, it's not anything to do with you. He's just trying to give himself space and he doesn't want to like explain it if you're not going to get it, I guess. And don't be offended by that, but it's just like you guys are very different and he doesn't know how to communicate as great there. Divine Soul says, what is his plans for us? Was he planning to approach me? Does he miss me today? At the moment, he's not missing you today. He's not planning to approach you anytime soon. He's thinking that there's fights and arguments, so I do feel like you messaging him and saying that you're so sad or, you know, he's thinking that you just want a fight. This could be what his ex did quite a lot. So, he's going to contact you back in the next 3 days. So it's going to be one of those things that I do think he's waiting to talk, waiting to, like, for you to kind of calm down before he talks to you because he doesn't want you getting more upset. S. Virgo says, how does J. Leo currently feel about me? Thank you, Tenant of the Wild, for your donation. Also, I appreciate you. Okay, so there was one extra that came out. So there you go. S Virgo, the first thing that I would definitely feel is that you are a part of this person's world, J Leo's world. But he does find you a little bit immature, a little bit selfish, you know. So that's a big thing that I would say for you. Um, the other thing is that I would definitely feel is that it could just be that J Leo thinks that he's got a lot more life experience than you, like he's a lot more savvy than you. He's also looking at like chasing the money, but he gets distracted quite easily. So sometimes He's got great, big, grandiose plans of life, and he gets distracted quite easily about that. There's there's some fights and arguments coming in for you, and this is because he knows your emotions. He knows how to cope with your emotions, but sometimes he doesn't really want to take them on, so he pretends like he doesn't understand what you're like upset about. So do you realize that's going to be quite annoying? You are very highly compatible, so the cards are saying that there's a lot of compatibility here, and there's a lot of options. If you guys continue this relationship, there's a lot of options coming in for you. But at the moment, Jay Leo is not working very hard on this relationship, and it could be that he's just getting bored. Like he hasn't needed to chase you, or he doesn't have. He's like, oh, I'm not as excited. And this could just be like something that happens with fire is that get really passionate about something or someone, and then they're like, oh, I'm getting bored. So do bring some kind of interest back in there. But I do feel like this person's very focused on you, because I think that they still care about you a lot. Because Leos, if they get annoyed, they're not going to spend a lot of time with someone if they're getting annoyed with them. Tenant of the World, may I ask for Archangel Gabriel's advice messages? So the Gabriel says, listen to yourself, especially your shadow side, because at the moment you're acting out subconscious desires or intentions without knowing where they're from. And some of these are kind of destructive because, let's say, for example, and I don't know whether it's you, so realize that this is an example, this is not like what I'm picking up from you. But if like you you suddenly go, okay, like my life is going nowhere, and you start eating that anger or eating that frustration, what's actually happening is you're not helping yourself, you're just trying to soothe that. And so therefore there's a lot of like self-soothe habits or self-destructive habits that you have, and you should be listening to, your shadow self, and realizing that sometimes these things are good things. The other thing is like you're getting a lot of good things coming in, lots of small things, but lots of good things coming in for you as well. So there's not just like doing a little bit more shadow work or a little bit more inner work, but that's something to have. Ifra says, may I ask what I need? Sorry, Ifra. What do I need to know currently? You're very welcome, Tenant of the World. Thank you for Tenant of the Wild. Thank you for the donation. What do you need to know currently? Okay, so you're going through a period of change for sure. Yes. A is loyal to you, to Mana. So one thing, Ifra, is this whole idea that you're starting to realize who your true friends are, and you're going through this period of life where you're like, okay, right, I've learned a lot. I am actually giving up quite a lot of my life and walking away from it. So there's kind of like this feeling of, Ifra, like any of those movies where they're just savage for a minute, and then the mic drops and they like walk away, and everyone's like, oh boy. Yeah, that's you at the moment. It's like, I'm done, I'm not going to really worry about this. And the star is like, grow yourself first. And I think this is good because it's like at the moment, I think there's general change for you, but because of this change and shift, a lot of things are coming into your life that you'll be like, oh my god, I've wanted this so badly. But because you've been putting up with like assholes or beep 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 for so long, you've just like lost that ability to move forward. You just like drop the mic, get out of there, work on my own thing, you know. So good job. Suni says, when will I meet up with Zari? When will I meet with Zari? Okay. This is for you, Suni. Very, very soon. I would say in the next 3 months. So I think the 3rd month from now, the cards say relax. Don't worry too much. You're very welcome, Ivra. Tell me how it goes. So yeah, it says relax. You've got everything under control, but it seems like 3 months from now. Cosette says a spirit clarity on how I've handled my family in the past, present. Let's go future. Okay, so at the moment, why Cosette, you've had a little bit of problems with your family. You're very welcome, Suni. Thank you, everybody, for your patience. But yeah, so there's kind of like this feeling that you weren't in control of your life when you needed to. You allowed other people to take over that control. Cosette, now, Knight of Wands, you're in a good position. So there's good news coming in, especially about, you know, what you want to do in your life and how you're doing it. But in the future with this family is Temperance in reverse. So this is chaos. So even though I feel like you've been in no contact, which you've said, a lot of this is going to cause problems. Like people are starting to come in and invade your life in the future. So you might have to keep on reminding people from your family that you're not in contact with them, okay? Because that's going to happen in the future. They'll start flowing back in for you. DK says, how does Krishna feel for me? Okay. It's interesting because we're getting, like, I'm feeling like you're getting, I know Cosette, but you know, it happens when we're least expecting it. So be ready, have your guard up. So I'm getting more a message about like Shiva for you, but Krishna's like giving you that whole idea that you are not cared and protected. You're more like he wants you to learn your past, like why you're here. So even though he still loves you, there's kind of like this feeling of pride, I guess, that I'm feeling for you. But there's kind of like, I'm going to let you have these knocks. Like, when you're like a new parent, you're not going to always protect your child. You're going to be like, okay, they're not going to get harmed, or they're going to learn this lesson. So this is what Krishna is coming in for you. Shiva is coming through in these cards where I would feel, I don't know why it's Shiva, but because there's kind of like this feeling of dancing, it's like you are chaos when you're dancing through your life. Like this feels like you're not really being present. There's not like a time that you stop, like you slow down and you enjoy your life. So it could be slightly like you're dancing through life too fast, and you might need to take time to kind of slow down and kind of see where you're going. At the moment, with Krishna, he's saying, okay, there's not a lot of options for you. Thank you, Cosette, for the donation. So there's kind of this feeling that there's not a lot of options for you, but it could just be that you haven't found your path yet, and your path will give you a lot of satisfaction and fulfillment. So it's kind of like you haven't found your path yet. Keep on trying. Keep on working on what you think your path is until you get the right place. Cosette says, should I call the authorities if they break my boundaries? How can I protect myself? They scare me. Avoid the drama, they scare me. Okay, so firstly, with this, Cosette, is to be strong in yourself. You have a lot of passionate. I wouldn't say that you're an angry person, but I do feel like you have quite a lot of big boundaries that you can just remind them to go away. Overall, like, you could possibly give them a restraining order, but I do feel like they're going to break it somehow. The biggest thing would be distance between you guys. Just not really be around the corner from them, you know. Also, it seems like every time you kind of break contact from them, they come back in. So it could be something that you need to resolve. You need to kind of give yourself time to kind of work your way through and go, hey, like, I know why all this drama happens. Because when you don't care, then they're not going to be reacting to you, you know, because if we become, you know, oh, that's great, oh, that's fine, you know, it goes through us and they're like, this is not fun, you know. So there you go, Calcet. But yeah, I would honestly say it's going to be hard because you have to just be calm. And that's the hardest part because they always do this exaggerating. I guess that's what I would say. Alexandra says, when will I meet future husband, forever marriage, the one Mr. Right? It says this year. It's giving you a warning of like, Alexandra, you need to get up and you need to meet lots of people. The hermit is like, you're scared, you're hiding away. So this could be like, you're very welcome, Cosette. I'm sorry that you have to deal with your family. So there's kind of like this feeling of maybe going to a singles event or, you know, actually getting out and mingling, because I do feel like if you go to a singles party or something like that this year, you're going to meet your husband. The hermit in reverse, you're definitely scared of people. So at the moment you need to do that. So it's just the hardest part is like, all I'm feeling is it's a party with a lot of people that are single. And it's like lots of noise. And you might have to just get out and like talk to them. You know, it's very hard because I feel that's something that you're not very comfortable doing that. So, and there's kind of like this feeling that you will get along with this person famously. So you become more friends. I think you'll start laughing with them and not stop, and you're just going to keep on going. So I do feel like you get to this feeling of friendship very easily with your future husband, but you will meet him this year. Hello, Easy. How are you? Aldonia says, can I have a general? Of course, Aldonia. Let me know if you have been here from the start. It's only for 40 minutes in, but I do know that some people have been here from the start. So Aldonia, there's kind of like this feeling that you are feeling a little bit heartbroken. This is also translating over into your mind. So what's actually happening is this is a cycle, it's looping around. So a lot of this is something that could be a death cycle in the future. So this would be an ending cycle. But the cards are saying this is keep on happening to you. So just as a reverse, this could be actually you entering a relationship, because I was asking whether this is just like mental, and I think it's not. So the justice card in reverse is you feel very upset when you're like single or you feel unloved. So you try to make a relationship with someone that you think will love you, and you're trying to force that person to love you, and they break your heart. And this keeps on cycling. So this could be that at the moment, even if you're in a really good relationship, it could be that you're still feeling this. It's still going around for you. So, how to break this habit pattern is every time you feel like you're unloved, you need to stop it. You need to go, hey, stop that. You know you are, you know. And it could be even as easy as like writing a love heart note to yourself. Like, get some post it notes and write a love heart note to yourself. Queen of Pentacles in reverse. There's cards. The cards are saying that you're going to start up your own little business this year. I was going to say this month, but I think it's not this year. And so therefore it's going to be like really good for you. And I would honestly say that's a really good thing. But the cards, that's what the cards are coming through for you today. Kira says general reading, please. So at the moment, the cards are saying that you're too much caught up in your own reality, and that you're actually scared of something happening. But I think the cards are saying, look, don't worry about this reality, because even though it's kind of translating to be a certain amount of real, I think what you're scared about happening is not that bad. And so the hangman says, like, you're going to drop into this reality. And it might be a little bit, like, hold your breath for a second, but I think that you'll realize that whatever you're scared about is not actually going to happen, or not going to happen as badly as you think. Queen of Swords, you definitely have this under control. So the cards are saying, don't worry. I do feel like this is either the end of the month or the end of next month that you're going to have this reality shift. And don't worry, it's all good. Belle says, Anna's current feelings and intentions towards me. Will he contact me today? Anna's, yeah, he's not thinking about it. There's kind of like this feeling that he's put this on the back burner. So he does want to contact you, but at the moment he's been busy. He's really been holding on to things. So I do feel like this could be tomorrow. Tomorrow. I think that's tomorrow. And why I said Monday, but Monday's tomorrow. Thank you, Amarita. Thank you for the super chat. But there's a feeling that he cares for you. He wants to know how you're doing. You're cute and adorable, and he definitely likes you. Amarita says, what's going on between Neil and the third party? He's definitely being in control of this relationship. The hangman in reverse, and this feels like at the moment he's really unsatisfied by his choices. And the hangman, he's scared. I feel like there might be like a fourth party coming in, Amarita, not just a third. So it just feels like you're very welcome, Belle. Thank you for your patience. So there's kind of this feeling that there might be that he's giving up the third party and getting a fourth party, or so it feels like it's changing, but I don't feel like you still will have this person floating around. Watching YouTube says, what is coming towards me rest of May, and God message. Okay, so the rest of May, you're overspending your bank account, so make sure that if you don't want to overspend, you need to put that money somewhere else that you can't touch it, because God is telling you that you're very cute, very adorable, can be quite destructive. I do feel like he feels that you're a pet human. So you're cute. He likes you. It could be that you're also quite young, so you have like this very idealistic view of life, and he definitely sees that. High Priestess, there's a lot of manifestation coming in this month as well. So I do feel like you're ambitious, and you should go after your ambition this month. Ren says, general guidance, please. Of course, Ren. How are you today? Ace of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles. Ooh, money. Money, money, money. So the Ace of Pentacles, there is a offer, so a financial offer for you. Page of Pentacles, on one hand, is meaning that you don't know a lot of your finances yet. You have to work on your financial knowledge. Now, I'm getting this feeling of telling you to kind of research the history of money. Like, instead of like working on your finances, looking at the history of money, where money has come from, where's money going, because I don't think that you have a good sense of like budgeting and stuff like that. But this Ace of Pentacles is more like an understanding of that you can get something, but you have to also remember where what that money's worth, because you could be like sitting there going, I really want money, but a lot of times we want the time that's associated with the money. The Sun, there's kind of a completion event, so something that you wanted completed is going to happen. So this is kind of a fulfillment. So if there was kind of like, will this happen? Am I going to get this thing? Yes, that's definitely a yes for you. Okay. Easy Me says, I want to know, how does AS know that I like him? Does he get my telepathic messages and I talk to him in his mind? I think you're kind of obvious. So that's one thing that I would say. I think you also had a crush on him in the past. So I do feel like he knows from the past as well. Yeah, he's kind of cool as a cucumber. He does pick up quite a lot from other people. Maybe because what I'm feeling is he's quite relaxed. So a lot of times he doesn't have the inner chatter that a lot of other people do. And that means that when he looks at people, he knows what they're thinking. He could also be just a water sign. Water signs are very good at detecting people, detecting emotions. Well, not people, but emotions, yeah. So there you go. So I wouldn't say that he's getting telepathic connection, but at the same time, he would be very intuitive. Amarita says, is Neil and Jaya thinking about you? They do talk about you a lot, but there's kind of like this feeling that they don't know whether you're going to give up or walk away, you know? So there's kind of like that. So they do talk about you a lot. They talk about how single-minded you are, but it feels like they don't think about you, but they talk about you. So it could be like a certain amount of complaint, or it's hard to define because I don't think it's about you per se. It's more about them. They need someone to complain about, but they're complaining about themselves, Siba says, is DJ rich inheritance wise? Will it help us in the future? Or we're on our own to manage financially? I think there's a certain amount of inheritance. I don't think that you're going to get it anytime soon. So, yeah, I wouldn't say that, it would help very much. So it's going to take a long time for DJ to get any inheritance. So he's got to think about not getting, that. But he is going to be a very hard worker. He also doesn't really want a lot of things in life. So he tends to not be as frustrated about things. Thank you, Kira, for the donation. That's really lovely of you. I appreciate that. Um, so yeah, there's kind of like this feeling that he will make it work. So there you go. Kira, what's your question, my love? Who's coming towards me in love? At the moment, no one's coming in for you in love. However, I do feel like you go on a date very soon, Kira. That you possibly will like. The people around you, your friends and family, can be quite mean when it comes to who you're dating. So I would suggest, if anybody is being very mean about like your dates, don't listen to them. Walk away from that, because I don't think that you need that negativity. But I do feel like you go on a date very soon that you will be like, oh, okay, I'll give this person a chance. And I don't think that it's actually a bad thing for you. I hope that helps you, but yeah, I do feel like it's this month that you go on this date. You're very welcome, Kira. Cassians, I find a new way to write. I think also, Kira, if you do like someone, definitely ask them out, because I'm getting that feeling that you're going to ask that person. I find a new way to write. Will my writing improve enough for me to write a book this year? So Cassian's, yes. So this seems to be a good way for you to write a book. Obviously, it's not going to be the book that you want to write. That kind of feels like you might give up the book that you're trying to write and you might write another one. So that's a thing that I would definitely say to you. Um, the other thing is that you might have to keep things messy. Not hello Wolfie. Keep things messy until you tidy them up. Because I think that you're like editing too much and you're not letting things be messy until you tidy them. So I'd honestly say, you know, don't edit it too much. Okay? But yes, I definitely see a book in your future. If you do write a book, let me know and you can send it to address. I would love to read it. Um, it might not be in English though. Oops. Haley says, "Will I get a job offer this month? I might have to learn another language to read the book. We'll see." Will you get a job offer this month? Yes. So the cards are saying yes. You get 2 job offers. One's going to be really good. Um, well, you have to. You've got to send it to me this year. So, you know, I'll be waiting for that book. Every time that I go to look for a parcel, I'll be like, "Where's that book, Cassingans? Where's that book?" So yeah, the one of them seems to be at a food place or somewhere that you can have access to a free meal. So that seems to be a good stable job. One of them seems to be something more exploratory. So you will actually be able to get up the ladder, climb the ladder a lot more faster. So you should focus on that. The one in the middle, it looks attractive, but you should be a little bit scared of this because I would honestly say this won't be very good, you know. So, yeah, there's 2 offers, but at the end of the day, one of the middle offers won't be a good one, okay? How does the person on my mind think about me? They are heartbroken, but the magician reversed, they don't have um a lot of imagination when it comes to you. So it kind of feels like this person's slightly over you or they've moved past actually being in an attraction phase. They wanted your attention in the past, but I don't think they want your attention now. So that's what this person feels for you. And it could be just that at the moment you guys had an argument, maybe a fight, maybe something tension wise, and they just don't want to talk to you right now. Darling says, hello, Ben Shalon's thoughts about me after our conflict yesterday, his next actions. Okay, so he's not thinking about anything right now. He's going to step back and he's not going to work so hard on this relationship because he's just like, I'm not getting anything out of this as much. So there's kind of like this feeling of disgruntlement. I'm going to work on my own happiness or, you know, own freedom. So at the moment, he's still looking out for your behaviors or, you know, there's still some kind of caring, but at the end of the day, he's going to be like, well, I put a lot of work into this relationship, and, you know, you're not kind of dealing with that. So, you know, that's what I would say from that. Do you see my crush asking me out? Unmissable. Do I see your crush asking you out? I would say not yet. So, not this month. Because the Magician in upright, I definitely feel like they're thinking about you as much as you're thinking about them. So it seems to be next month. 2 weeks into next month, they'll ask you out. But at the moment, you might not be even listening to them. So they might have tried to ask you out in the past, but you haven't really been listening. So they'll be asking you out again next month. Okay, Hamilton, please put down your question so I can answer it. If I see you go, please take my question too. Without the question, then I can't answer it. Buchara says, should I start my skincare business? Will it be successful, please? Thank you. Okay. Yes. So the cards are saying yes. Although there'll be a very dark spot in the middle, so it'll feel like the sky is falling. So I feel like this is a feeling that you've got not enough in stock. There might be some issues, and I do feel like you can solve these issues by just allowing someone else to take care of them. But yeah, you're gonna have this bit in the middle there where you're gonna be like, should I have started this business? But the Nine of Swords and your Four of Wands, yes, very successful, very good. I do feel like you should be working with using the color green, maybe with some purple as your theme colors. But that's something that's coming up for you in purple green. I don't know why, but that seems to be something that you need to think about. Sunny, will I get the required grade on my elites exam and study in UK? Okay, so the Magician. Okay, so at the moment you've been a little bit weak with your studying, and it might be that at the moment you need to work on nutrition, you need to work on sleep, you need to work on how to study correctly. But the Magician upright, yeah, so you've got quite a lot of ideas, a lot of things that feel very intuitive when it comes to studying. And yes, Two of Wands, I would definitely feel like you ace this. So the cards are saying learn how to study right and you'll be fine. I think you will pass anyway. It's just like how to pass this without too much stress. Okay? Hamta says, how does my ex feel about me no contact? How does your ex feel about you? So you're still part of their world. You're very much part of their feeling. They also feel the sky is falling down. You're very welcome, Sunny. So Hamta, they feel like the sky is falling because you're not there, and they're also really putting themselves towards like working. So because they're feeling very insecure about you not being there or not having a relationship, but even worse, I think that they feel very insecure if they don't have a relationship, but it's even worse that you've kind of not been there. So that's what they're feeling for you. Denise, hello. Vincent's next actions towards me. So there's definitely some flirting. I do feel like this person feels that you're already part of their life, like they're already committed to you. And the Empress, they feel like you would be someone that they would raise a family with, that you would be perfect as a mother to their children. there seems to be that this person's already got you set for the rest of their life. You're very welcome, Hamter. Good luck. Let me know how it goes. Rapali says, if I tell Mikkel I want to resign, will he stop me or let me leave immediately? No, he would accept that you... Yeah, so he would allow you to leave immediately. He wouldn't stop you. He might feel like you're kind of foolish for leaving, but he knows that there's a lot of options out there and he can't keep you, Rapali. If you're upset, you know. Demetra says, what does my supervisor in diploma thesis think about me? You've got some promise. The hardest part is that your supervisor thinks that you could do so much better. Like, you're struggling, but you're just not getting some of the content. And it's maybe because you think that you need to struggle, Demetra, So that's a big thing that I would say for you. So there's kind of like, you can get results easier. I think it's because you might feel that you're slightly stupid and you won't get those things. The cards are saying, don't focus on the future, focus on the present. Even though you're being very, finding it hard right now, you should just focus on the little steps in front of you. But I do see that your supervisor thinking that you can make quite a lot of process. Or, Ariana says, will I end up having exactly 8 kids or will I end up having more? You're very welcome. I think you stop at 8 kids. Yeah. So you don't have any more. I think I don't want to jinx this. So some of them might be Ariana C-section. So you might just be like, okay, I've done this. There kind of feels like adoptions on the table. So you might not take on like 8 of your own. So there's kind of like this feeling that you possibly foster or adopt some of your kids. Well, it's one of those things that you might be like, well, you don't really want to adopt. I think that you do later. Well, I'm very sure you have kids of your own. But you might not have like 8 whole kids of your own, You might have like a couple that are fostered or adopted. So there you go. Sabia says, future spouse, career, professional. What? Okay, future spouse, career, financial success, and personality. Oh my lord. At the moment, Sabia, there's nothing coming in for you for your future spouse. That doesn't mean, that there's not someone out there for you, but I think the cards are saying you're not ready. So that's one thing that I would say is your life is pretty chaotic right now. You're also physically stuck and you're not very happy with, the alternatives. So I do feel like the cards are saying if we told you who you're going to be with, it might be that you sit there and go, I don't want this person. I don't feel like they're a bad person. And this might be that you've already met them. Like, if you've got someone that you really like, it might be them. And that's why the cards are like, well, actually you should be working on your own self because you actually have the person that you're supposed to be with already. That's what's coming through. CJ, aka Construct, will I get more pets? I do feel like you get more pets, but it could be that it takes you a while. I think 2 more pets. Um, so that's not going to be that bad for you. I'm feeling. I feel like there's one that's a turtle. I don't know why I'm feeling a turtle. Or a quarry. Like some. Turtle tortoise, maybe. And the other one seems to be a normal pet. So maybe a cat. Sukanya says, how does Omar Libra feel about me, towards me in distance? Okay. So at the moment, this person feels that your life is not on track, that you're constantly dissatisfied with your life. You're also kind of chaotic, you know. I think that's a surprise to you, Bella. But yeah, they wish you prosperity and abundance, especially in your household. So I do feel like this person wishes you the best. Tatiana says, will my ex contact me with a fake account again or his real account? I think with fakes, he doesn't want to contact you with a real account because he wants to pretend that you don't know who he is. So Tatiana, he will keep contacting you through fake accounts. Yolandia says, what are the blessings coming in for me? So the magician, there's some ideas coming in for you. So this is the first sign of manifestation, is having downloads. So that's one thing that I would say for you, Yolandia. You might not see these things because you're very much in your headspace. You've gone through quite a lot of self-reflection, but with this self-reflection, you're not coming out to reality. You're coming out to what you think, how you feel about these things. So I would honestly say follow your intuition, follow say yes to a lot more things. If your brain's like, oh yeah, like maybe we should do this, don't just say no automatically, go maybe, you know? So those are the blessings coming in for you. A Rose Girl says, should I wait until Virgo contacts me or will I have to contact him first? And does he think I'm going to contact him first? I want him to love me. Okay, you will have to contact this person first. They have a weakness at actually replying to text or talking a lot. And sometimes I feel at the moment you've got to get them to contact you afterwards. So don't, take your time to kind of like allow them to respond, but do contact them first. Asha says, question 1, love guidance from the universe. So the cards are saying that you're running too much after your finances and career and not focusing on love. So this, it feels like you're dropping the ball. You want something, but you're not really focused on it. With the Emperor in reverse, things are going to go slowly in your love life, but it seems like at the end, like October, then things will change for you. Thank you so much for the donation. So there's kind of like things will change and you will have a lot of dates and you kind of realize who you want to be with. So it's going to take a while and it might just be that you need to switch how you want to express your life. Like, do you follow the things that you love or do you follow the monetary things? And that's one thing that you have to focus on. Siba says, "What's up with FA? Does he think about me?" He does think about you every now and again. He does get sad when he thinks about you. So his heart is not healed yet. So FA does think about you quite a lot. But there's kind of a feeling of rest. So it just goes very slowly. So it's kind of like when he's thinking about you, he kind of relaxes a lot because he knows that things wouldn't have worked out, you know. Luna says, "Is my person Terry almost gone with comic? Will we reunite soon?" Not yet. He's not done with comic yet. There's kind of like this feeling of dealing with his problems or his troubles face on. So there's kind of like he still needs to go through all of that. You will reunite at 10th month, so it will be the end of the year. So October will be when you guys reunite. So it's going to take a while. Jundel says, will I get a stable, serious relationship with this year with the person in my mind? Thanks. No. No, unfortunately not. I feel like they're doing their own thing and they're being very oblivious about this. So I do feel like there's a lot of sadness for you because you want them to notice you. That you want to, you want their attention, but they're very oblivious. They just don't see you. And you need to kind of realize that is that you might have to walk up to them and go, "I like you. Are we going to have a serious relationship?" Because if you're just waiting for them to tell you you know, what you want, like, you're not going to get them to kind of wake up. You'll probably have to hit them over the head and go, "I like you." Not literally, but SS says, "Current feelings of Sachin after I text him. Definitely happiness inside. I think sometimes SS, you text him at work, and when you text him at work, he gets very distracted. So the temperance in reverse, there's quite a lot of chaos then in his mind. Knight of Swords, he's definitely got a lot of energy focused on you. There's a lot of good energy when it comes to you. So he's definitely really happy that you're around, but you might need to stop texting him at work because he gets very distracted. That's all I could say about that. Siva says, "Is FA stuck in his marriage or things have smoothed?" So death, kind of what cups. I feel like he's not stuck in this marriage. There is a choice here to move on, to accept things. You're very welcome, SS. Thank you for your patience. So, Siba, I don't think that he's realized that he can escape yet, but there's kind of like now a choice that he can just move on, you know, and she's accepting that. So, I do feel like he can choose. They're okay, but I think that he can leave. M says, how was R feeling after we met last week? Was he happy after we did? When will he meet again? Okay, so M, it's kind of hard because you guys are very different play styles. So you guys have a very different sense of humor and play. And I do feel like he was slightly bored. Um, but that's just like hard because he didn't really tell you a lot. He didn't tell you a lot about what he was feeling or, how to change that. King of Swords upright, I do feel like at the end of next week he's scheduled something. So it kind of feels like he's going to be like, well, at the end of the week, are you busy? So I do feel like you do something again, but this time maybe suggest like he's going to suggest something for you guys to do. Faranax says, why did his energy towards me has changed since I changed the name of my Instagram account? His ex and left me. His ex left me and got married himself. I think that he's realized that you're healed. And the hardest part is like, he expected a lot of like you to be hung up on him and be pining after him, and you're not. You've changed. You've chosen the wisest path, and he does not like it. Even though he got married to someone else, um, it's very hard for him to deal with that. Zero to success stories. When will HL Mystery give love stability to Pale business? Very, very soon. So it's only a matter of days. I think that he is very much focused on money right now and focused on the future. So he's already there. um but there's kind of like this feeling of like, I do see him giving you stability, or this person's stability soon. How are you? Are you okay? I'm going good, Ellie. How are you? It's hard because I'm thinking a lot of things at the same time, so sometimes, he thinks I will marry, that you don't care about him anymore. So I would definitely feel like Faranek, yes. Seba, you said yesterday you predicted FA will contact me soon is because he gets separated. Um, I think yes. Thank you so much, Ellie. So there's kind of like this feeling that yes, he's going to contact you soon. Why he hasn't contacted you before is because the wife that he married is quite jealous. So he hasn't actually kept any female friends whatsoever. Um, he's also going to be like, well, I missed you. I missed talking to you. So it's kind of like using being wise, like figuring out the way that he wants to go forward. So I do feel like yeah, this, I feel like separation's coming soon. He just needs to know that things are going to happen for him. So I definitely feel like he's in the midst of separating. Um, Megha says, "What's coming towards me in love with partner are when will my brother agree marriage?" So there's kind of like this feeling of like the sky is falling down for you guys. It's just at the moment there'll be this tension that's coming up for you guys, but you've got to realize this is illusion and you guys can cope. You're both very reliable and very Megha, you're very good at doing things. So I don't think that there's any issue with that. So you gotta brave this together. When will your brother agree to your marriage? At the moment, no. Your brother is kind of a little bit possessive of you and wants to know that I can do enough. I think that he's going to be won over slowly. So I don't think that he doesn't like R. It's just like one of those things that I would definitely say to you is like he likes R. He just wants to know that he will look after his. It feels like you're the younger sister. He wants to be really like, I think by the end of the year, you will definitely get a yes from him. So it's kind of a couple of months from now. Yeah. Ellie. Aww. What do you not agree with? Oh, yeah, like obviously we all have different opinions about the way that we hear things, right? Um Munizia says Muniza says general reading. So there's good news coming in for you. There's also a King of Swords coming in for you. So this could be someone coming in for you in love life, but it could be that you're actually getting a promotion at work because this feels more like a boss. So this is probably where the good news is coming from. The cards are saying that you're going through some healing right now. So, you know, oh, okay, Ellie. I was like, okay. I'm, I'm a little bit confused now. It's all good, Ellie. So there's kind of like this feeling, a period of healing. So you do have to realize that there's something else that's being healed. I think that if you're talking, it's okay, it's fine, Ellie. I realize that now. Um, there's kind of like this feeling of healing periods or healing your pain. So there's kind of like this feeling that something that's going physically for you is going to be going through dealing with pain. If you do have a painful period, it might be that you need to take some more vitamin C because that will help with cramping. But overall, there you go, Munizia. Muniza. Oh my lord. Samira says, "Where is B? Is B busy avoiding me? Is he divorced, a work, or another girl?" Definitely work. Definitely work. Is he ignoring you? Um, no, I don't think that he is ignoring you as much as you think he is. It's just at the moment he's very much in his headspace concentrating on work. So this is not a woman. Because yeah, it's definitely in his pentacle space. So it's definitely work and being very much a workaholic. And he probably hasn't realized that he hasn't contacted you in a while because you're not in his mind right now. So you might have to contact him and go, hey, what's going on? You know? And it'll be like, oh my God, I forgot. I'm sorry. Alex, thank you for the donation. General, please. Okay. There's a couple for you. So this is interesting. So you've got a cycle ending, which is great. So something is finishing. Hello, Cindy. Welcome in. Something's finishing. Something's kind of finally over for you. There's also some care and protection. So there seems to be this feeling that you are going through kind of a lot. Thank you, Samira. And there's kind of a lot going in for you, but do you realize that this person is your biggest ally, biggest fan? So you do have to realize that someone out there will care for you. The cards are saying relax. You're close to a burnout, and I do feel this because there's quite a lot of stress in this, Alex. So you might need to realize, relax yourself, because actually in the moment you're stressed and you need to relax. So you allow that stress that's translating into anger, translating into frustration, go. There you go. Shreya says, may I please know current feelings of Aman towards me? So this person feels physically stuck around you, and it could be that they just get very tongue-tied because they try to look cool. They try to be, they try to impress you, and a lot of times they don't know what to say or they don't know what to do, and sometimes their anxiety gets the better of themselves. So this is hard because honestly, I feel like this person really likes you and wants to make a good impression. This is hard because I don't think they're in love with you yet. They don't know a lot about you yet, which is important. Okay? So after a while, they'll relax, but they really want to have a good impression. Gaiichi, you're very welcome. Why we have the membership is because people can then be able to have this exclusive club. But you know, memberships are quite cheap if you want to enter. But yes, like I don't want this to be gatekept. I would like people to be able to ask questions, even though you have to be patient sometimes. Charles says, please can I ask, does Jay feel about me? How does Jay feel about me? When will he make offer? At the moment, Jay's feeling kind of upset and is feeling about walking away. So this is not about you. I feel like at the moment that upset with life, and this is translating over to your relationship as well, Char. So I do feel like he's just got to make his choice, make his decision. And why he hasn't made an offer now is just because he needs to actually have some space. He needs to have some downtime. He needs to have some thought. And because he's just feeling the stress, it's just translating over to, I don't want anything, you know? That's kind of like this feeling of burnt out, like, I don't care about anything. So I would feel at the moment, give him time, give him space. If he doesn't contact you for two like days, don't worry about it. He's just thinking about this. Valeria says, will I marry my boyfriend? I would say yes to this. You guys are going to have to go through quite a lot. So the cards are saying that you're probably getting married young. And so therefore there's a little bit more obstacles because you guys are getting married so young, or um, that you're marrying quite quickly. But I do feel like you're getting married to this person, yes. And I don't think that's too far away. I feel like it's next year. So, hello, Karen. Welcome in. How are you? Rose says, what does my ex think about me? He think I have a new partner? So he does feel like, yes, he does feel like you have a new partner. Um, at the moment, your ex finds thinks about you that you're lazy, that you can't be organized. That's what's coming through. I think that he's thinking of you being overwhelmingly negative thoughts about you, but it could be that he feels very butthurt, or so there you go. You're very welcome, Valeria. Dreams Days says will when FC FC divorce yes no months years. It's going to take a while. I do feel like it's about 3 years from now. So it will happen. And it's going to be the wisest choice that they made. Dreams Days. So yeah, 3 years from now. And it's just going to be like she takes the money, she takes the kids. She's just going to be like, well, I'm taking everything. And he won't care. Kainat says, what are Chav's current feelings, thoughts towards me? Both female, love her a lot. Really want a heart to heart, but we've been holding back. I think it's hard because you guys aren't ready for this kind of heart to heart. She's been holding back because she's scared. And there's kind of like this feeling of non-excitement. So you're like it's kind of hard because I feel like you have the same feelings for each other. It's just like hard for you guys to put it in words. And I feel like you're avoiding this, you know. The Queen of Swords in reverse. You're getting impatient and you're getting kind of angry. You don't like being beaten around the bush and waiting so long for this, you know. Um, that's what I would say to you is like maybe you need to breach this topic. Maybe you need to actually say what's going on. Because if you're waiting for both of you to have this spontaneous talk, it's not going to happen. And I think that you are very good at stepping up and telling people what's going on. Chrissy says general advice, please. Of course, Chrissy. Hey. Strength, Queen of Swords. Okay, so honestly, the cards are saying that you can get everything that you want. You're stubborn, you're not obstinate enough, you are very intelligent. However, there's a life choice that you're putting off, Chrissy. So it could be like me going to the dentist, me going to the doctors. All of these things that you put off because you're like, I'm so strong, I'm just like so great. And then you just run away from the life choice because you're like, no. So that's one thing that I would say to you. So definitely work on like if it's the doctor or the dentist, you need to do it. So there you go. That's your advice, Cressy. Dreams, days, says 3 years is a lot, and F won't reconcile. No. So with the tower moment, yeah, it's kind of like this feeling of that they are in a good place um to kind of exit out that relationship. So I do feel like she's going to be working more on herself. So no, I don't think any reconcilement there. Jade says a general? Of course. How is everybody in chat? Everybody good? So, with the magician in reverse, your ideas are blocked, but you're not taking on anything else. You're feeling not ready for the next stage of your life when you should actually reach out and grab it. So, it could be that you're not trusting yourself. And trusting yourself and allowing the generation of ideas, actually saying yes to things. The other thing that the cards say is don't focus on the small things, see the bigger picture. And I think this is the biggest thing, is that you need to see from a different point of view. Because you've been stuck in this kind of two-dimensional for far too long, and you need to see things as like being bigger than they really are, you know? Not that you're in your headspace, you're definitely in reality, but I think that you're just getting caught up on one thing, you know? DJ Kiwi says, what is Paris Guy feel for me, say about me now? So he does find you very messy. The tower thing. So there's kind of like this feeling that you guys might have broke up, or there's kind of a distance here, because this tower moment is like you guys have fallen out of communication or something happened. And with this kind of feeling is that he's let go of you in some way. So there's kind of like this feeling of letting go, you know. Dreams Days, thank you for the donation yet again. Will F and me reconcile? Will he approach me? So there seems to be like a feeling that you guys be back in short term, but it kind of feels like another breakup for you. However, Dream Days, you are manifesting this back together. So I would feel that you could have this breakup and then get back together long term. But you have to realize the first time Dream Stage, you're possibly a rebound and you'll be waiting a long time for him. So you might decide that you're not going to want to keep connecting with him, but you're manifesting him in compared to anybody else. Aldonia says, do you see this person leaving me alone? What is his intentions? He's an ex. So I do feel like I see him leaving you alone, because at the end of the day, Aldonia, his life is quite messy. He's getting into fights and arguments with his family, and he just wants to focus on himself, you know? So I definitely feel like he's going from focusing on you to focusing on someone else. So, well, probably focusing on himself, not anybody else. Lilia says, Dear Cassandra, can I know, will my ex break up his current relationship by the end of summer? No contact. No, I think that he's not ready. No, I don't think that he'll break up. There's kind of a feeling that he wants to go with the flow with this relationship. There's some things that he's not happy about, but overall he finds his partner cute and attractive, and he's also really not thinking of stepping up and stepping out of this relationship. Zareen says, will I be able to meet my friend in July? Thank you so much for the super chat, Zareen, and thank you, DJ Kiwi, for the super chat. So it doesn't seem to be in July. However, it does seem to be later on this year. So it could be August that you meet up instead of July. There kind of feels like a delay, so don't worry. It will still happen, but it won't be July. And you'll have a great time. I think that you'll be there for like 3 weeks together. So I do feel like you're traveling for that. Thank you, DJ, for the super chat. Give me a second. My nose is kind of a weird thing because it gets blocked very easily, but it might be that I'm just breathing and talking out of my mouth. DJ Kiwi says, why does my father treat me horrible and like I'm stupid? He fakes crying, lies. I don't want to talk to him again. How do I break this cycle? Okay. So, sorry guys, I needed a little bit of water. So DJ, it's because you have other siblings, or it feels like other siblings, but it means that you have become the black sheep of your family, And the hardest part is like you need to plan to kind of not talk to him, or deal with him every now and again. The other thing is to work on, like, there's a weird thing, like, when you're anxious, or when you're getting a panic attack, there's like this feeling of like, what's around you, what can you see, what can you touch, what you can smell. And this might be what you need to do, DJ Kiwi, is like every time he treats you horribly, you're like, what can I smell? What can I taste? So it kind of brings you back in, because at the moment you're allowing that feeling to wash over you. And it might be like grounding yourself back in there and not getting caught up in the drama, But at the end of the day, why your dad's doing this is it's a manipulation tactic. And you have to realize that you're not stupid. It's a way of manipulating you. Why does he truly think I believe his lies? Because a lot of other people believe it, so he believes that you would believe it. Gichi says, how will his emotional life be in July? So there's excitement here. If you're talking about someone that you really like, they're very focused on you, and there's fear. So there's kind of Gichi that they're scared of losing someone. This could be you if you're in this relationship. But they're scared of losing someone that they really like, And so therefore, a lot of times this translates over to jealousy and possessiveness, and they have to work on this because they can't do that on themselves, Amarita says, what's going on between N and third party? So there's a feeling that at the moment it feels like a little bit of dissatisfaction, even though things are being met you know? So there's kind of like these feelings of everything's being met, but he's just not being happy, not being satisfied with this third party. And it could just be that things are going to be changing, you know? Gigi, I already did your reading. Go back in time if you didn't hear your reading. Because that just was done. Not this one, the time before. Alina says, does Enes love Lana? Would he ask me out? No, he doesn't love Ilana or, you know, this person. Yes, I already did yours, Gigi. I think I've got like a moth in my bloody lights. That's not a good thing. So there's kind of like this feeling that he doesn't like, Enes doesn't love Lana. Would he ask you out? Yes, he would ask you out, Alina. Shan says general, please. Oh, okay. It's making a lot of noise, but it's a tiny little bug. Oh, my lord. Hello, Shan. Okay, so you have suffered a little bit of a heartbreak, and the cards are saying that you might be struggling with something. Thank you, China. I will definitely do your question in a second. Thank you so much. So there's a feeling of giving up and walking away from something, and you should do that instead of keeping on struggling, because at the moment you are struggling a lot, and you should give up and, you know, walk away from that. There's a feeling like your friends want to help you, and you should let your friends help you a lot. So do you realize that? Thank you, China. What's your question? I didn't see your question. What is Sam's Trippy's feelings towards me? Same person. Definitely happy. This person feels like ecstatic. Like they've got everything they wanted with you. You tick all the boxes that they need, but they feel they're not very confident in themselves. And that's the thing that I would say for you is they feel not very confident with themselves. So they feel like they're going to sabotage this relationship and make you leave. You're very welcome, Gigi. So there's kind of like this feeling that I would definitely feel that you're too cool for them, and they just don't, you know, they don't know what to deal with that, like how cool you are. So there you go. I hope that helps you, China. Thank you so much for the donation. Avini says, size, current feelings for me, no contacts. No, thank you, China. Okay, so, or is it Gina? I don't know. I oh, sorry if I'm pronouncing your name wrong. I do that sometimes. I do that a lot. So, current feelings for you. So, at the moment, Avani, they're not moving on. They're staying for this relationship. There's also Nine of Cups. So, at the moment, they're definitely focused on you. Nine of Cups is this happiness, and that you have like this yin and yang partnership. So, this perfect partnership here, of like yin and yang. Ace of Swords, so no contact right now is that they don't really want to say something to hurt this connection. So that's why they've had that distance, but I don't feel like they're moving on and they'll be coming back to you. Thank you for your patience. Momo says, "What may I ask what's coming towards me in love?" So there's a lot of little things coming in for you. The cards say that you might be addicted to rushing in a relationship. You're very welcome, Avni. Thank you for your patience. So you might be addicted to rushing into a relationship. The cards say take it slow and enjoy the attention and look at people that you would be friends first. So it might be, Momo, you need to be friends or develop these friendships. That doesn't mean don't go out and date and enjoy the attention, but you might need to get that friends vibes first before you kind of move on to something else with them. Fatima says, how does Joed feel about me? So there's definitely anger from this person. They also don't understand your feelings. So that's a hard thing. They're also being very selfish. So I would honestly say to you that they have control issues, that they might be wanting you to give a lot to them and you not receiving anything back, you know? Thank you watching YouTube for that super sticker. Please put your question down. But yeah, so that's one thing that I would definitely feel for you is they're really controlling. That's what I feel. And there doesn't seem to be anything about love or, I'd be a little bit worried about this connection, to be honest. Watching YouTube says, what will my karma and afterlife be like? I'm curious. I think that you're not going in with any bad karma. Your afterlife seems pretty good. So I do feel like time in nature, it could be that you reincarnate as a butterfly or, part of nature for a little bit. But your afterlife seems to be full of friends and family. So there seems to be a lot of connection, a lot of playfulness. You will get back a body of yours that's a little bit younger. So it doesn't seem to be too young, maybe maybe 18, 19, but you will get this body back without any issues. So you won't need to go through puberty again, but it seems like you'll have a lot of energy and a lot of time to play with friends. But I do feel like all this mental struggle that you're putting up will ease as you pass over, and you'll realize that a lot of this karma that you feel like you've accrued is not. It's been life lessons that you need to learn from, okay? Susie says, does he have a relationship with the girl that his family offered him or still love me? He still loves you. He's not in a relationship with her, and the hardest part is he can't even imagine a life with her. So it's just like one of those things, Susie. I don't think he's really happy and he's very frustrated with them, and he's really not wanting anybody else but you. Gaietri says, what is the future of G and my connection, please? So, with G at the moment, there's still some yin and yang energy. There feels like change here or a shift. It might be that this person doesn't want kids, or they're not ready to have kids yet. Um, they're willing to do everything else with you. So it could be like getting married, having, um, a a house with pets, but they're not ready for kids, and it could just be that they aren't ready and willing to let go of the whole idea that, um, yeah, they're not ready to let go of being able to do everything that they want. But I think they're slowly warming up to that. Um, Twisted Fate says general love reading for this month. Didn't I do one for you, Twisted Fate? I think so. I don't know. Guys, we will finish up in 30 minutes. Guys, I will try to get everybody's question done. But do realize if I run out of time today, I'm so sorry that I started late. I apologize. That's not my intention, but I sometimes do that. I'm sorry. Okay, so general love reading for this month. So at the moment, you are feeling Twisted Fate, very emotional. So there seems to be not any love coming in for you. With Ace of Swords, you feel like your life is falling down, and there's kind of like this feeling of your imagination is lacking. So there's fireworks. Okay. Someone's got fireworks. It's not November. Um, so I definitely feel like for you, there's kind of a slight depression here. That you might not be working on, like trying to get yourself out of, which means that love won't come in for you because you're starting to give off this kind of sadness, or maybe, the hardest part is sadness, slash kind of looks like desperation, and the way that we it can repel people. So I would honestly say to you, like, stop looking for love this month. It's like work on your own mental health, work on sunlights, work on like journaling, get yourself a vision board for this month, because at the moment you don't have like anything that's holding you together or tying you down, so therefore your sadness, or the darkness is hard for you right now. I hope that helps you, Twisted Fate. I'm sorry that I'm not picking up any love for you this month. Milano says I had to change something in my life. I'm confused because I feel God wants to bring him. My ex back to me. Is it true? Is he my twin flame? We broke up for 3 years. Okay, so you're gonna ask me, do you think he's supposed to come back for you? So no, the cards say no. He's not actually designed to be brought back in for you, but you might feel very lonely and you might feel very afraid, and that's one thing that I would definitely feel for you. But God's saying continue on your path, continue on your purpose, you know? So that's one thing that I would say to you, is just keep on going. Arena says, why does Gemini feel about me? When will he contact? Will we get married in the future? So I would definitely feel, Arena, that you won't get married in the future. He's very focused on his career right now. So that can mean that there's a hold up between him thinking he wants to get married and, the future. Um how does he feel about you, that you are someone that he wants in his life? When will he contact you? I think the end of next week. It's just like hard because I feel that you are good for him, that you could be a really good partner. It's just at the moment he's not ready. He's focused on his career. Avini says, will he leave the third party or will he marry her? So it seems like he would marry her in the future. At the moment, he's not really thinking about approaching this. And there's kind of like this feeling of healing. So I do feel like he's going to marry. He's not going to separate from this person. He's going to choose this person for life. You're very welcome, Irina. Thank you for being here. Asha says, has God chosen Aret as my life partner? I feel from these cards, no. But it's because at the moment you're trying to find out who you are. And I do feel like you're going to find someone in the future that's more suited for you, but the cards are saying it might be a little bit slow, you know. You're very welcome. Pooja, I didn't see your question. Now I have. Pooja, does Bisway get his karma back for what he did with me? You're very welcome, Aveni. Thank you, DJ Kiwi, for donating. I appreciate you. I really do. Um, I always think of like Kiwi, that you're actually in Australia. Well, no, New Zealand, because Kiwi, but you're Canadian donations, so you're on the other side of the world. I think it did. He's going through a certain amount of karma, but it's clearing up soon. So do realize that he is not. It's not going to be as bad. I think he's learned his lesson. So that's a good thing for most people to do, So he's kind of learned his lesson from this karma. So it won't continue for him. DJ Kiwi, I don't see your question yet. Divinely says, how does my person see me? Does he love me? Does he want to be with me? Does he keep me as a person? So how your person sees you, a chariot, so you are part of this person's life. So I do feel like he loves you. It's kind of a weird sense because I do feel like divinely that you're ride or die. So honestly, you are like this person's first go to. If something's going wrong, he asks you. He wants your opinion. So he realizes that you're very important to him. So he loves you because you look out for him. Does he want to be with you? Yes. Does he keep you as an option? He does see, like, he gets a lot of attention from other people, but he doesn't return it. It's like he 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 gets compliments, but I think he only sees them as compliments. So he's not keeping you as an option. There's other people out there, you know? DJ Kiwi says, may I also ask what's coming towards me in June? I feel like God gave up to me. I've only met narcissists. Oh no. One of the interesting books that I read recently is um a therapist wrote a book called Women Who Love Too Much. And I thought that was a really interesting reading. And so therefore, if you feel like you're dating the same guy, then read it, because it kind of makes sense from a point of view that you're like, oh, okay, that's why I keep on uh going towards this person. Um so what's coming towards you in June? So Ace of Wands with this, I, there seems to be a feeling that you're biting off more than you can chew. So you're probably taking on too much in June. But I feel like you're so close to getting something that you want. You just need to rethink about it and approach it. Because I think that you feel like God abandoned you because you're going through something that you've gone through life with something that's been so easy for you. So you've got up to a point that things are very hard right now, and you're thinking, "Oh, God abandoned me because everything's life's hard." But it's kind of like this feeling that because you're biting off more than you can chew and you're taking on too many tasks, you're not getting where you want because you're not focusing on the thing that you really want. So, Queen of Wands. Yeah, so I feel like pull yourself into a singular vision, and I think that it's not really time for you to love in June. It's more like focus on something that you can use your creativity, your passion, your fire. It could be something that you're really passionate about. I can see you talking about it too. So it could be something that you really, really want to do, and you just haven't done it because you've been like, oh, it's not going to make me money, or, I don't have the time for it. So you keep on putting it off. And I think it's time for you in June to really focus on that. And the thing is, like, narcissists can only love you if you give them time. And if you're always busy, the narcissists won't hang around, you know, because they just can't deal with that. They need that love, they need that adoration, and if you give them all that your time, they feed off that. But as soon as you're busy, as soon as you sit there and go, no, I can't do that, like all my Tuesdays or Thursdays are full, you have to book it in advance, then you won't get a narcissist. Will you go live tomorrow? Alexandra, I probably will not go live tomorrow. I will be going live on Tuesday. The next members are going to be 23rd and 30th of May. It is every single you're very welcome, DJ Kiwi. Thank you for the donation yet again. But it's always the last 2 Tuesdays of every month unless something changes, and then I'll let you know. Why it's only 2 Tuesdays is because a lot of times I am answering members their first questions here, but it does make sense for me to spend quite a lot of time talking to other people as well. Thank you, June, for that donation. How is everybody? Hello, Libra. How are you? June says I wrote a letter to the journalist. His reaction. Ooh, it was a good letter, June. I think this journalist is impressed. You can actually go places with this letter. So I do feel like you've got yourself an ally. He's very happy with that. Mandala says, just a pendulum, when will they separate this year? Which month? Okay. The end of the year, so December. Yeah. There you go. Thank you so much, Katie, for the donation. I do appreciate you. I really do. Thank you so much. Katie has also I took some of Katie's questions and did some email readings for Katie, so you can actually ask me for email readings. How did you enjoy your email readings, Katie? I hope I delivered. Hello, U320. How are you? You have a very unusual name. Do you have a nickname? Does Jordan? Yeah, so in some ways, yes. So the first thing, Katie, I would definitely feel is that he's got out of his self-reflection straight into his headspace. So that's kind of a hard thing because at the moment he's really not facing his own reality. Everything's quite a illusion, to be honest. The other thing is he's let go of control, but he's not happy with the results. So I would definitely feel that he's thought this would help him, but it hasn't. It's made him a lot more conflicted, and it's kind of made him feel really bad about this breakup. A lot of people don't get guilt, but I do feel like he's got a lot of guilt when it comes to this. The other thing is that he craves your attention, and he knows that. Um, and he's weak. So it kind of feels that at the moment he wants this kind of mother figure or someone to look after him, and he knows that that's a problem. So we were talking about that there's a lot of stuff that he needs to fix, that he knows he has to fix. And one of this is this. He's got to actually look after himself or self-soothe himself, you know? Um there's also this feeling that he's got to walk away from everything to realize what's important to him. So I do feel like he does really regret this breakup because even though he wants it, he didn't realize that it would come with such a cost. Okay. Okay, so Ermi says, when will my person move in together and when will I marry him? I know. Sorry, Katie. Lots of love. Lots of hugs. So when will me and my person move in together? It might take a while, so I do feel like it's the end of next year. Why it's the end of next year is that you guys need to kind of work out where you're going. Um, you might need to listen a lot more, or, deal with things a little bit better. So communication has to be a key. And there's a lot of options. So there's kind of like a choice of where you guys go and what you do. And that's why it's going to take a while for you guys to move in together. And then you get married. So I feel like this is almost the same time. So it's not gonna take that long, and it could be just that you guys need a visa or something, and that's why you guys get married, but it's still as good as So I think that would be good. How are we doing question ones? Louisa says, "What does my ex feel about his choices? Um, of life now. He hurt me and broke up. A new partner. Sad or regret?" Does he regret? He is sad about his life. He's still not really grateful about everything. And does he regret splitting up with you? Yes. Like, he would come back to you in a heartbeat if, you know, everything kind of broke up. So he's still thinking about your relationship, and he would want to resolve that. So, Libra, hello. How will my week with Esteban Sagittarius please? Any advice? So there might be a little bit of sadness at the start of the week, and it's probably not to do anything with Esteban. It might be, you're very welcome, Louisa. It might just be that you're nearly at your period, so it might be a little bit of sadness, but it's just like because your period's coming. Um, so that's the case, or a little bit of hormones. Um, there's a life choice with this week, but I think it's just like where you want to go, where do you want to go, and do something. So it seems lots of fun. It's not a really strong choice. It's just like, hey, it might just be sadness. So it might just carry on. Um, and there's kind of like this feeling of lots of distractions, lots of nice shiny lights. So that's good. Overall, I feel very happy. But yeah, you'll be a little bit emotional. I'm going good, Samantha. How are you? Marita says, "What does Joa think about me as a person?" Joa thinks that you always get other people to look after you and protect you. Um, that's something that they're jealous about, is like you look like you're always looked after. Um, this person doesn't imagine you a lot, so they're not really imaginative, or sometimes there's not like jealousy. There's kind of like a little bit of jealousy, but they also are not jealous of you. So that's a big thing. They see a lot of your options that you haven't taken yet, but they see a lot of possibility for you. So some bits they're jealous of, and some bits they're not. I think that it's more jealous about um that you have people looking after you and you have options, but not about body, if that makes sense. Will I meet another man that will be better than me for me than Jordan, or it's going to be Jordan at the end? Well, we have Tower in reverse, so it seems like Jordan's coming back in for you. You find a lot of men immature, so a lot of times that's a hard thing, is like you want someone to step up for you. and you find them very self-obsessed. So a lot of times you might find someone that you like, but they're just not, you know, not great, not good match. There's prosperity and abundance when it comes to Jordan, and he does make the right decisions. So, the cards say you shouldn't focus on your sadness, you should relax. And there's kind of like this feeling of that a lot of times you've had friends in the past that have tried to be like partners, you know, and you'll be like, no, you're not the right one. So it's like Jordan seems to be the best fit for you. It could be harder because you just meet quite a lot of immature men. And it might just be that you're not attracting those right people for you. Okay? Who's on question 1? Tifa says, is the Libra thinking about reaching out to me? Is the Libra reaching out to you? Yeah, I think they're thinking about reaching out to you, but they're kind of scared. They don't know whether you will listen to them or, you know, want want to listen to them. So they're kind of like seeing if there's a good opportunity, maybe a celebration of some kind to like connect, because they're a little bit scared of not being able to connect with you. Thank you, Katie, for the donation, the super chat yet again. Blankita says, will A marry me this year? There doesn't seem to be a marriage this year. It might be that it needs to be Blankita next year. So it's not like it might need to be delayed, but he still wants to marry you. So I do feel like it gets delayed until next year, but you will get married at that point of time. Happy Child says, will I marry Dixholm in his future? Any plans for me? Does he see a future with me? I don't think that you get married to Dixholm. I think that you get very upset because he's not spending a lot of time with you, that he's not really wanting to be with you. So there's kind of like this feeling that you get very upset, you get very frustrated with him, you know? And I don't feel like you get married because you just go, okay, all you do is work and you're really not interested in talking with me, you know? Sam says, my real name is Sarish Amjad. I want to know the true feelings of Salman Farish Hurku net towards me, no contact. Is he feeling sad? He's not feeling sad. There is this feeling that you're part of this person's world, but they're really not thinking about you at all. So even though they still want you to have a really good life, they still talk to you and stuff like that, they moved on. They're really focusing on their own goals and careers and aspirations, and they're really not looking back. So they're not thinking about anybody else. SK says, what is Narika Telija thinking about me? Mention the card as well. I'm sad. She's Scorpio. My name's Shrey. So, right. At the moment, there seems to be some kind of sadness. This person's thinking about you. So it might be that they made a joke and you didn't get it. So it might just have been something that you've been a little bit flippant about, and this person's a little bit worried. But they see a future with you, they see a potential feeling of success and abundance, especially in the household. So they do see a future where you both are in a house together. It might be actually married, but you both are in a good place, and they're focused a little bit on their career, not on love, but they definitely do see a future with you. So, they could be just in general a little bit sad, and you might need to cheer them up. And you're good at cheering people up. So I think that be a little bit more of a clown sometimes around them. But overall, I do feel like they like you and you like them back. So, Amarita, thank you so much for the donation. And thank you, June, for the donation as well. How does Neil see me as a person? Neil sometimes sees you as that you lie to yourself. Like sometimes you, with your self doubt, you lie to yourself, not other people, but yourself. So it could be just like, what are the cards? Give me a second. I will find them for you. The sun in reverse. So there's kind of like this feeling that you are your own happiness. So you are very happy in general. And sometimes you don't stress about things. So you tend to be quite relaxed, which is really annoying for other people. But you're just like a very relaxed person. Okay. So we had. Let me see what. So we had 9 of cups in reverse. 9 of cups in reverse. Was there anything else? We had 9 of cups in reverse. I can't remember anything else. Oh, yes. Give me a second. I remember. Because I see these every single day. Sometimes it's very hard for me to deal with, you know. So that is 6. No, 9. So that is, sorry, 8 of 8 of cups upside down. And you have 9 of wands there. Is that 9 of wands? I'm very sure that's 9 of wands. And I can't think of the other one, SK. Sorry, June. I told some youth about horse. Told youth about horse riding. Outcome. So, do you think that they're still doing it? So, temperance in reverse. This youth is going to do whatever they want to do. They're also focused on the bright, shiny things. So, they're very distractible. So they're not really focusing on what would make them happy. They're focusing on what they want to do. I think in some ways they understand what you're trying to say to them. So a lot of times that's a big thing for you is like they need to deal with that in general is like acceptance that you want to keep them safe. But yeah, I feel like they're still going to do whatever they want to do. But they'll be a little bit more careful, a little bit more safe. Love mommy, does Gemini E love me? Will I have kids with him? Yeah, so Gemini E loves you. He definitely feels like um he really wants to work on this connection. The hangman, he doesn't want to have kids, but it seems like you guys will have kids. So it's kind of like, hey, it's not planned, but we're having a kid. So yes, you will have kids with him. Kimberly says, how does Marshall feel about me? So Marshall feels a little bit of sadness. So I feel at the moment they feel like your emotions are not as important as theirs. And the Page of Pentacles, they're kind of ignoring all your emotions until you kind of register them there. So they could be feeling just a little bit stuck with this. Overall, they're very relaxed about this relationship. So it could be just that something you said triggered them and they haven't talked about it with you. Samantha says, what is the new change that's occurred in his feelings towards me after his action? After my actions, his ex, he was called no contact. So there seems to be some more action here. So he is warming up to you. So he is also willing to share with you. So there's kind of like this feeling of I want to give it another chance. With Page of Cups, he's getting out of a self-reflective phase. So he's kind of realizing that he did do some problems with this relationship and he's willing to try again. Kari says, can I ask for general? Of course. So at the moment with temperance in reverse, life is a little bit chaotic for you. There's someone else that feels like you're taking a lot of their time, attention. That's one thing that I would definitely feel for you. Um, and there's kind of like this feeling that you need to walk away from this relationship. It's not helping you. It's destructive. So the cards are saying, okay, you can walk away from both of these things very well. The Hierophant, you're a wise, intellectual person, with quite a lot of faith. So I do feel like you can work on this. Like you don't need these things in life, so you need to moderate your behavior somewhat and cut this person out of your life. I hope you will. Will Kyan and I have a new beginning together soon? Beverly. Will Kyan and you have a new beginning together soon? Yes, because they have walked away from quite a lot. So therefore there is a new beginning, and this person does want to care and protect you. So that's important. because yes, I would definitely feel like this person wants to look after you. You 320, what does my mom think about me living with her soon? That you are very distractible and slightly weak, so she would definitely feel like you need to be fed. She doesn't want you to stay too long, so she might want you to just like, you know, get over where you are and then move out because she doesn't want you to stay with her. But overall, she feels very positive about it. Rapali says, if I request Mikhail that my work gets reviewed by Melody, not Pulkit, will he accept my request? He would. He doesn't know why you're working so hard for someone to review it. Also, Pulkit would be very upset about, that. But overall, I do feel like, yes, you can get your work reviewed by Pulkit. Some says, what is the final result of his feelings about me? Do you see any action or contact? Yes, so there's contact. So I feel like you're not gonna have. If you're wondering whether this person's coming back for you, Some, no, but they do want to remain friends, and they do realize that they've done some problem, some hurt. Some, so they're going to um realize that it was their problem that you guys broke up too, but I only see heartbreak, so not any kind of romantic relationship, but friendship. um Sailing Lena says, what is H's feelings and next actions towards me? No contact. um so yeah, so this is going to be very soon. Contact next month. A feeling of working on a connection again. Uh, Mikkel will agree. Yes, yes to that. So there's kind of like this feeling of relax, you know, but H's feelings is you're very compatible. So I do feel like you guys, if you've been worried that they're not coming back to you, they are coming back, but it's going to take them time. LA says, "Will how will I meet my first boyfriend? Will I meet him online?" I don't think that you meet him online. You tried online datings and it doesn't work. You're also scared about the people that you met before. So you met people that wanted to be your like boyfriend, but you said no because they were just mean. The cards are saying that you will probably ask friends to find you someone, and you will meet this boyfriend through a friend, and they set you up on a date. Nita says, how does Earl feel about me? We'll be finishing up in 20 minutes, guys. So, yeah. So, with the lovers in reverse, this is a very strong bond. He does get driven crazy by, there's a little bit of fights and arguments that happen. But you guys resolve it quite quickly. But the fights don't need to happen, you know? So it might just be like giving each other space. And the start, he's definitely working on this relationship. So you've got to keep her. Yeah. Honestly, I feel like he's very positive about this relationship. John Dell says, who will I marry someday, ma'am? Thank you. So, I feel this person works from home and they help you with your business as well. I feel like programming or, making something tech related. They do like playing with their toys, so they're kind of like when they have time, they will assemble Lego or something like that. But overall, they're very caring, very nurturing. They're also very. They will look after the kids. They will look after the family. So you might be actually going out to work and they stay at home and they look after the kids and then they work. So, that's a big thing. But yeah, they earn a decent amount of money. Spiritual says, "What? How will mine and my twin flames relationship go? He's not focused on me much. Why?" Okay, so at the moment he feels like you are immature, selfish, taking up too much of his time. So there's kind of like this feeling of like spiritual, you're just taking too much of this person's time. Um, However, I do feel like you are this person coming back to you. So it's just going to take time for him to figure out things. It could also be that he needs space, a lot of space, but he is going to come back in quite sheepish and start showing a lot more attention, a lot more, hey, I like you. Rose Girl, Lovely says, what? Moon, please put your question down. What will be the reaction of Benjamin when he sees my message? So it feels like at the moment he's deciding what to say to you. So there's kind of like this feeling that he wants to be a little bit alone. So he might say okay or fine, but it's just like one of those things, Rose Girl, he's just um not in the mood right now. Two of Cups, it was Two of Cups in reverse, spiritual. That was a very good catch there. The first card, there's lovers, yeah, but there's Two of Cups, yes. The future of our friends and relationship. So your future of your friends and your relationship is very positive, so you shouldn't worry too much. So I do think that you definitely have this relationship in the future. Moon, I have a crush and he withdrew. I didn't know why. I would like to know, does he like me or is he a relationship with someone else? Oh, they are so cute, aren't they? Um, Amazon, if you're wondering. It's just called the Cat Tarot. I love this deck. Um, So he kind of is focusing on money right now, and he's kind of scared of entering a relationship. So take time and do it slowly because he's kind of getting freaked out, Moon. That's a hard thing that I would definitely say is like, that's a big thing for him is getting freaked out quite a lot. That's and so therefore I would honestly say he's not he doesn't have anybody, but this is the first time he's liked someone back as much as they've liked him. So that's kind of a new thing. No, he doesn't have anybody else. Moon. Sunny says, why is Anadine, I don't know how to say that name, blocked me and not talking to me anymore? Because they've progressed on their life. There's a life cycle, so they've ended something. They just don't want to take the offer. So they're trying something new, and with the Hierophant, they think that's the wisest thing. Yes, he does like you, Moon, but he doesn't want the things to end up like in the past. So yeah, honestly, I would definitely feel like he's just moved on. What's going to be my first boyfriend's initial thoughts when he meets me for the first time? Yeah, he's just moved on, Sunny. Um, he just feels like you guys have a different life. Initial thoughts when he meets you for, um, he might feel like you can be a very fussy eater. Um, LA, you don't like everything. The other thing is you're quite chaotic. So you're going to be like arriving late. So it could be something that he sits there and goes, "Oh, well, I I don't think that I would say." Um, so he might be like, "Nah, I'll pass." And then it'll be like, "Actually, she was kind of fun, you know?" So it could be just like, okay, I'll give this a chance. But you might have to choose the restaurant in the future because they'll be like, oh my god, you just like mac and cheese. Divine Soul says, do you see us living together anytime soon? No, I would say that it would be next year for you guys instead of like this year. So I definitely feel like Erwin's going to be relaxed, not really focusing on that. So there you go. LA accurate. How did I know? I don't know. Sailing Lena says, who's missing me and wanting to come back? A lot of people actually. There's actually an ex-friend of yours that wants to come back in for you. They're scared of like you. They didn't leave on good terms with you, and they're feeling upset because they really want a good relationship with you. This could also be your mom, but I'm feeling more like friends. So that's the person that's coming in for you, that you're going to resolve. But there seems to be other contacts that might be less, like you haven't really talked to them in a while, but they're coming in for you as well. Um, Cindy says, "May I know the thoughts of me?" Oh, do you mean yourself? Like the underlying thoughts of you, or wise thoughts of me? Okay. So at the moment, this person's very positive because with King of Pentacles upright, they want to share with you. They want to buy you gifts, or want to buy, like, may like give you good things, but they're not excited about your sadness. There's kind of like this feeling of sadness or a little bit of depression, you know? And that's one thing that they would definitely feel for you, is like that's important for them, is just like maybe you need to work on your sadness, make yourself happy. But other than that, they are really wanting to be in that relationship with you. Moonlight says, can I have a general? Of course. So there is temptation here. Temptation for heartbreak. A lot of times when something's not going very well for you, you tend to feel heartbroken. You're like, oh, well, it wasn't going to happen for me anyway. And you just get a lot more upset. Um, However, there's kind of this feeling that there is extra money coming in for you. And with Queen of Pentacles, it depends whether you're masculine or feminine. If you're masculine, then someone's coming in for you. Feminine, you're working on your finances and career this month, and everything's going well in that regard. Bekita, thank you for the donation again. Blankita, am I saying that right? Blankita? Are you seeing my fiance meeting me soon? Yes. Yes. Maybe not as soon as you would like. So this year, um, I would say soon, so about a couple of months from now. But it might feel like so long to you that you'll be like, oh my god, why do they, like, why have I been waiting for so long? So do realize that you might have to keep yourself amused, keep yourself like occupied. But yeah, you will meet this person very soon, your fiance. Faith says, does my Cancer ex want to reconcile with me? Yes, they want to reconcile with you. They want to flirt with you. They're feeling heartbroken that, you know, um, that this relationship's over and they want the chance back. They're focusing on the future, so they're really upset. Like, they only see in the long term. They really don't want this to end. Lovely says, why am I being called to go to church? Okay, we've got about 3 minutes. Because it feels very welcoming, you are in a mental struggle, and I think that you are called to go to church to be part of something greater, to be part of, like, around a community, around some place that you can feel part of a connection, growing a connection with the community. And that's why you're being called to go to church. Stunning Sana says, who will be my future husband, Summit or Mosin? I think Mosin, even though technically he still finds you very immature and quite selfish, Summit is not going to keep on, like, really wanting to pursue this connection. So I feel like Mosin for you. B, thank you so much. Will Quan leave me alone for good now? No. No, I don't think so. You would have to actually, like, you know, tell him to leave. Because, no, I don't think so, B. By the cards, you'll have more trouble with him. Beha says, when will my ex contact me again? So, yeah, September. September, they will contact you again. Uh, Darling, please Omar's current feelings, intention towards me, next actions. So if they broke up with you, they're still focused on you. Their heart is healing, but they haven't got rid of the person in the past. So if you are a new person, do realize their heart is healing and they're really concentrated on that person. So, and the Empress, they still don't want a kids, they still don't want family. That's really hard because you can't convince someone yet that they're ready. So that's probably why this has still been a problem. So Super High says, will I get a MIT card for the TTS digital exam before 12? Yes, but just at the last stroke, Super High. So you know. I am finishing up for tonight. Karen, what's your question? The list is closed, guys, now. I will be back on Tuesday. That's the hope. I do not want to worry about it. You're very welcome. Thank you everybody for being here. General, please. You're very welcome, Karen. No worries. So, the thing is that the cards are saying that you need to decide to walk away from some things. You're scared of not holding on to these things. So it's kind of um, like throwing away Tupperware container if you can't find the lid, just in case you get the lid back. And the cards are saying, don't worry, stop being scared of these things because they don't seem to be so important. It could be just throw the Tupperware container away. Buy another Tupperware container later. If you really need that kind of big size Tupperware. Death in reverse, Ace of Swords. There's something making you stuck in the past. Something that you have to be a little bit honest about. It could be something that you need therapy for, or you need to resolve this. This might be something, and this could be just write a letter to someone in the past that's hurt you, or multiple people that have hurt you, because at the moment your brain and your body are still in the past. The full upright. The cards are saying you're protected. Just keep on going with the flow. Don't get worried about things. The full card is always the thing that I would definitely feel is the the universe likes when we don't worry about things, when we don't stress about things, even though we can be in danger, we seem to be protected. Um, the the universe loves fools, and you might be going through a period of winter, a period of stillness, and it's just go through with everything's fine. So it could be like Anne of Green Gables. Not, is it Anne of Green Gables? I think it is. The person, she's always glad, She's like always happy. If anything goes wrong, she's always happy. She's like, oh yeah, like that's kind of the energy you have now. Your mental struggles are going to ease, and there's judgment. So I do feel like any cases that you have, since you unfortunately we're finished for tonight, I should be back on Tuesday. Judgment is like, yeah, this is going to pass. So this is going to be this month. You're going to get here back. So there you go. Any other questions? Well, you could rent out your home that you're in. You will find a way, you know. Thank you, Chrissy. Any more questions, Karen? You will find a way. You will always find a way, Karen. You're tough. Oh, I can't rent subdivision law. Oh, well, you'll find a way. Don't worry, Karen. It'll be fine. Go with the full energy, you know. But I love you and leave you guys. Have a good night. Have a good sleep. Bye bye.